So you guys know, I am over Amber, right? But when you give a gold mine, when you give something, when you give a piece of news that if this was about anybody, I would cover it. I'm like, all right, I'm going to cover it, right? If this was about anyone really, this would be pretty fascinating, right? This would be pretty interesting news. So you've got two pieces of sexual news involving our girl here, which is really interesting. These are both from Pop Topic, both these things. So you've got right here, you've got this inside the Amber Heard's sex parties and orgies. She's over here. You can see she's looking very lovely, very sober here, obviously. Obviously, she's not on any drugs as part of this. I just think of that scene. If you guys have seen Requiem for a Dream, she reminds me of Jennifer Connelly's character in Requiem for a Dream towards the end of Requiem for a Dream. If you guys know what I'm talking about, you know what I'm talking about. If you know, you know, ass to ass. Exactly. There you go. T Greater X says, hello, my friend. Just want to say hi, and I'll catch us on replay. I'm going to switch over to D&D game on Geeks and Gamers Laptop with Nick Kata and Quarter Black. Hey, good for them. Awesome. Hope they're having fun over there. And it was good to meet those folks. I met Quarter Black and Nick and Geeks and Gamers at Anime Matsuri. So awesome to meet those guys. They're really good guys. Ty Beard says, gonna have to see that movie stat. Not with your children around, Ty. Make sure your children are not around. It's a great movie, cinemagraphically great movie, but it is really honestly not for children. So between the drugs and the sex, it is keep them out. So anyways, there's a source that claims that Amber Heard attended illegal satanic sex parties with minors and took pictures of Elon Musk and his friends. Okay, let me give you a little bit of a spoiler here. If you're a guy and you're not Chad Maximum, you're not really good looking, you don't have this mad game, and don't think that because you have this one line that you use all the time, like, hey baby, does it hurt when you fell from heaven? Whatever line you're using, right? That line is not that amazing, right? So downgrade that line from like a 10 to like maybe a 1. If you are not that guy and you are not getting that sort of attention regularly, if a hot woman or attractive woman, just attractive woman, walks up to you and is giving you an inordinate amount of attention, particularly sexual attention or physical attention, she wants something, guys. She wants something. Whether it's money, whether it's clout, whether it's status, or in this case, blackmail, right? In this case, so it shows that there was orgies involved, sex parties and orgies involved in Hollywood. Minors were sometimes there, and she would take pictures of the rich and influential people there, like Elon Musk, inside of the orgies. And this is the truth, allegedly, of course, this is an accusation, on how she blackmailed Elon Musk into bankrolling her lifestyle, donating to charity and everything else. So when you get a bunch of fucking nerds, so we're talking about people who only know tech. Think about the crypto bros, right? They haven't seen pussy ever. And all of a sudden, they're getting it thrown at them by people who aren't dressed in muumuus, right? Who aren't wearing Crocs. Of course, they're going to be going crazy. They're going to be having fun. However, those blackmail photos are the product. That's how these girls are getting paid. That's how Amber, in this case, was getting paid, because she was photographing people. This was put out by House and Habit, Jessica Reed Krause. And obviously, House and Habit, no friend of Amber Heard. So obviously, it's coming from somebody that's very pro-Depp, or at least anti-Heard. But she did do great investigative journalism. So this coming out about the sex parties leads us to believe it with a certain amount of credibility. However, of course, we can neither, as Dee Marie says, can neither confirm nor deny it's true. We don't know for sure whether it's true, but this does line up. I would believe this based on Amber Heard's other behavior. I would tend to believe this. So allegedly, she would go to sex parties in San Francisco, of Los Angeles, blah, blah, blah. It said these parties were fueled by copious amounts of MDMA, would feature costumes, satanic themes, lesbian orgies. Apparently, I'm happy to tell you stuff because the girl that got everything coming to her, she deserves to suffer, about Amber. I think this is actually Cara Duvigny. It's Amber right there. Picture every man's basic fantasy. So a bunch of hot young girls rubbing all over each other in satanic-style leather outfits on stage. Amber on a throne-like chair at the center, legs spread, with perfect porn star pussies on display. I am reading, guys. I am reading this. Right here. Legs spread, perfect porn star pussies on display, performing sex acts for a room full of men watching below. Now, here's one thing I can't believe, though, honestly. This is where I think there's some cap here. This is where I think there's some lie. I don't think Amber has a perfect porn star pussy. I think it's a floppy fish market, if you're telling me. I think there's some spoiled hamburger, if you guys know what I'm talking about. But that being said, let's continue. Everyone knew the girls were there for hire to entertain socially inept billionaires. That could be very true. That could be very true. She added that the friendship between Heard and Musk went back to 2011 when he and his wife were hosting parties at their Beverly Hills home. Amber immediately gained popularity due to her talent for persuading other young, often gay actors to work as escorts. So making lesbians work. So she was turning the lesbians out, making them do work. Yeah. You guys are fucking savage in the chat, man. I love you. Eric says, with all these new documents coming out, is it not slander defamation to call Amber Heard a stripper or a former stripper? Actually, no. So I will put out right now this. Thank you very much. And I put this back here. 50-cent stripper, right? Because we can now call Amber a stripper with no consequence. She was a stripper. She worked at a strip club. So that is not defamation. That is a matter of fact. And Amber Heard can't dispute that because the truth is ultimately a defense to defamation. So Amber Heard was a stripper. She was a stripper. And that was something they actually had to petition to keep out of the trial. Johnny Depp wanted to bring that in. They said, oh, well, because she was briefly a stripper, that's not relevant. That's not relevant. And they did keep that out. They did keep that out. You guys are fucking cracking me up right now. Blue waffle, flapping to the knees, spicy meatball, bad roast beef. Looks like a catcher's mitt full of lasagna. Oh no. Oh no, Koopa. Amber's peach looked like the meats from Arby's. Oh God, not the meats. I don't want those meats, Koopa. I do not want those meats. There's no restoration surgery for that. And as Valerie said, she could definitely not afford it. Could definitely not afford it. What's up? What's up to everybody in the chat? I see Max joining right now, just in time. Max is just in time. What's going on? What's going on? Oh man. This is getting rough. Extra roast beef on the sandwich. No one wants it, Valiant. No one ordered it. No one ordered it. Fucking A. Supposedly, she convinced her former lover, Taysa Van Ree, to become one of the performers. They would be luxury escorts for wealthy men while the days were spent reaping the benefits of being the two most sought-after lesbians in the LA hipster LGBT community. So there you see them all here. You see all the hoes here. You see Cara, Captain Eyebrows over here, Rocky Pennington, and Amber, right? This is yet another three-way that nobody ordered. According to that, Cara Duvigny was in a threesome with Heard and another person at Johnny Depp's former New York penthouse, where there was also this infamous sex party with Elon Musk. Elon Musk's interest in the defamation trial stems from the possibility that Amber Heard could blackmail the tech titan with career-ending photos that were snapped inside these parties. Here's a text message allegedly. The reprehensible amount of damage she has done to many people. There's no doubt in my mind that she's done that. She has so much shit on all of Elon's friends and other men that work with him. I mean, I saw her take photos at these parties, people in power that have families and corporations that would get in serious trouble. She's the blackmail queen. You heard it here first. She is that queen of that blackmail. Isabel says, anyone surprised by this should have seen Times Square in the 80s. I don't see the big deal. Yeah, thank you, Isabel. This is why I believe it, because this shit has been going on for a long time. This shit goes on in Washington, D.C. all the time. Can I hear a ladybug? Can I get some ladybugs in the chat? I mean, it pretty much is. I mean, it's not, I wouldn't call her the madame because she's not exactly smart enough to run an operation like that. But certainly I think she knows what blackmail is and she knows how to blackmail people. And these girls do it, especially the crazy ones. They will blackmail the shit out of you. The overused floppy fish market. But yes, ladybugs in the chat. This has been going on for a while. So this does not surprise me at all. I mean, sex parties, come on. That I believe. That I believe. So the rumor is there's some dark shit on him, and that's why he's indebted to her. It's not surprising to anybody who knows her. Amber was always filming. She had a method. She had it down. She would get Elon really fucked up so incriminating events could transpire them film it all. Yeah. Yeah. And she was probably doing some fucking weird shit to him. She was probably there doing some weird shit. Another individual romantically associated to a famous rock musician claimed to have seen videos of minors introduced by Amber in compromising positions, but said the issue was complex and some of the people were involved in the trial. Uh-oh. Uh-oh, here we go. Some people were there at the trial. So people that were at the trial were also at the sex parties, like Rocky Pennington. So they could have impeached Rocky Pennington with evidence of these orgies. Without naming people or giving details, they refused to give names or identify details. So there you go. People's appetites were unrestrained and their boundaries are distorted without judgment during these parties. While Jessica looked for evidence of these parties or allegations linked to them, all she could find was unrelated news articles about Musk and his wife getting turned away from a Berlin kink club. So we know that Musk was a little kinky. And let's face it, people in power tend to be a little kinky. Allegedly, there's some sort of pit going on here. There's a ping pong ball one. I don't know if they're popping out the ping pong balls. I don't know if this is Asia, I don't know if this is like a Filipino whorehouse, but yeah, they got the ping pong balls anyways. They were comparing it to Eyes Wide Shut. Honestly, Eyes Wide Shut, not as crazy as it could be. Could be crazier than Eyes Wide Shut. He didn't realize it was a fetish scene. So apparently Musk left because he was bored. Blindfolded participants met at a designated spot, were shuttled to a remote location where cell phones were confiscated at the door. Nude women dangled from treetops secured by harnesses with bags over their heads. Now, why are there bags over their heads? Why not blindfold them? You only bag a girl. You only bag them if they got that butterface, right? So maybe, you don't want to look into Amber's eyes. She's got that Medusa thing going on. So you want to bag it? Okay. All right. The cell phones taken at the door, that's actually fairly standard for celebrities and for anywhere where you're going to get celebrities. So you definitely would take away the cell phones. I mean, that's just standard. That's just standard. So apparently Gia, another party guest, purportedly lured by Amber Heard, said she spent time with Musk and Heard. She described these parties as a snake pit that she was fortunate to escape. She had never been the party type as a young wife and mother thrown into a tight suburban environment immediately after graduating high school. She stated that she had no idea who Musk was and was taken aback by his social ineptitude. According to her, Musk was a strange match for the ever vivacious and flirty Amber, who is the center of attention. Amber invited Gia to form a trio, the Devil's Trio, with them, and she agreed. Typically, it would begin with Musk watching her and Heard fucking together, or her watching Musk and Heard together fucking. As Musk passed, the three of them got closer. She began to spend more time with Amber at Elon's Bel Air mansion. So there you go, Elon and them, and the snake charmer herself. And yeah, apparently one of his homes, Musk had a collection of homes. One of them he used for sex parties, one of them he used for his family, and one of them he used for his company. But mostly Elon was healthy and wholesome. So that's the home version of Elon. So apparently Elon is a good guy. He was doting on his children. He was a good father, playing video games. See, I think this is the problem. People think that people, especially men, they think that, oh, men who have a kink are bad parents or horrible people. No. Many of these are very normal people who just have a kink or two they need to work out. Nothing wrong with that in my mind. Why isn't Fox or CNN covering this, Mark? You know damn well why Fox and CNN are not covering this. You know why? Because they are doing this type of shit. Yeah, that's why they're not covering it, because you know that some Fox people and CNN people were probably at the parties. Let's go over a couple of these super chats. So Isabel says, anyone? Yeah, so got that one right there. K. Bragg says, fully expecting a Hunter Biden cameo in this degeneracy at some point. Honestly, I wouldn't be surprised. I would not be surprised at all if Hunter was up in this bitch. Max says, sushi trade secret. Old stale tuna treated with carbon monoxide CO turns it red and fresh-looking, flesh-looking. You get the idea. Avoid scary sushi. Yes, this is actually very true. Very, very, very true. So avoid the sketchy sushi. Do not taste the sketchy sushi. And that's coming from my man in Japan, Max Mura. Good to see you, Max. Tilted Halo says, cigar box with a hole and liver inside. Heard it from a sailor. Oh, god damn. Okay. Oh, shit. That's a good one. You'll eat the whole taco? Oh, God. Hunter likes them fresh off the street and low rent. Yeah, and full of drugs. Nasty.